How do you handle being someone's only hope? I was 28 when I found out I was a perfect kidney match for both my dying mother and my 10-year-old goddaughter. My mother had been on the transplant list for 14 months, spending 4 hours hooked to dialysis machines every other day. I was resting my head on my mother when my phone rang. Adeline's nanny was hysterical. She collapsed at school. We're in the emergency room. They're saying her kidneys are failing. I ran down 3 flights of stairs to pediatric emergency. Acute kidney failure from a genetic condition we never knew she had. 4 weeks at most without a transplant. The coordinator pulled me aside with her tablet. You're a perfect match for both patients, she said quietly, but you can only donate once. The room suddenly felt airless. How was I supposed to choose between my mother and my godchild? My mother raised me completely alone after my father left when I was 2. She worked 3 jobs, slept 4 hours a night, and still showed up to every school play and soccer game. When I was 15, she donated part of her liver to save me after a car accident caused internal bleeding. The surgery nearly killed her, but she signed the consent forms without hesitating. She never dated again, never remarried, always said I was enough. She developed diabetes from the stress of working constantly to pay for my college, which led to the kidney failure that was now killing her. Then there was Adeline. My best friend Samantha died giving birth to her, hemorrhaging on the delivery table while gripping my hand. Promise me, she'd gasped, her blood spreading across white sheets. Promise you'll be her mother if anything happens. I was 18, terrified, but I swore on everything holy that I'd protect her daughter. Samantha's boyfriend disappeared 3 months later, overwhelmed by grief and a crying infant. I became Adeline's legal guardian at 19, juggling community college and overnight shifts while learning to change diapers. Adeline had been sick since age 4, but she never let it stop her. She wrote stories about kids who turned their wheelchairs into spaceships, drew pictures of herself as a doctor healing other children. At 10 years old, she'd already planned her entire future, down to the color of her pink scrubs. My mother was disappointed when I told her about Adeline. You're considering her over me? She said from her dialysis chair. 28 years I sacrificed everything, and this is how you repay me? I couldn't breathe. Mom, please understand. You choose your actual blood or someone else's child. She turned away, tears mixing with the exhaustion that never left her face anymore. Adeline never asked me directly, but I heard her crying at night, apologizing to her mother's picture for being sick. Her nanny, who watched her when I worked, called me sobbing. She told me she understands if you choose your mom. She said her mother would understand too. That broke me completely. I tried everything to avoid choosing. I called every hospital within 5 states, researched kidney exchanges, even considered the black market. No other matches. I stopped eating, lost 18 pounds in 3 weeks, and developed tremors in my hands. My supervisor forced me to take leave when I collapsed during a meeting. Every day both got worse. Mom's legs swelled until she couldn't walk, fluid filling her lungs. Adeline started forgetting things, mixing up words, sleeping 20 hours a day. The doctors warned me that we were running out of time for both. Finally, on a Thursday night, my mother called me to her hospital room. It was late, which was unusual because she typically slept early after dialysis. I thought she was going to plead with me one more time. I'd already decided to give Adeline my kidney, but hadn't found the courage to tell anyone yet. Sit down, she said. My heart stopped because her voice sounded calmer. I need to tell you something about my test results. I was confused. She took a shaky breath. I have stage 2 pancreatic cancer, found out 3 weeks ago during a routine scan. I gasped as my eyes filled with water. Mom, what are you talking about? The cancer disqualifies me from the transplant list. My body would reject any kidney within weeks. I've known since before you got tested. My mind couldn't process this. You knew? This whole time you knew you couldn't get my kidney? I needed you to choose Adeline on your own. Not because I was dying anyway, but because saving her was the right thing. If I'd told you about the cancer, you'd have given her your kidney out of obligation, then spent your life wondering what if. You put me through hell, I whispered. She grabbed my hand with surprising strength. I put you through growth. Samantha asked you to protect her daughter. You were always going to save Adeline. I just made sure you'd know it was your choice, not your only option. My mother lived 6 more months, moved in with us, taught Adeline piano during her recovery. Adeline turned 11 last week. My mother watched from her wheelchair and whispered, she's alive because of you.